Hi, everyone, and welcome to Conversations in COVID-19. I'm Josie, and I have the pleasure of being virtually with Representative Dan Miller. And we wanted to share a conversation with all of you about why medical assistance for workers with disabilities is still so important during this time. Dan, there's been so much going on. How are you doing?
Well, thank you, Josie, and always good to see you. And I always appreciate our conversations and all of our work. You do tremendous work in the advocacy arena. So glad to be here. Look, it's we're on Friday. We're getting to the green phase, so that is going to help a variety of issues. There's no doubt. There's a lot of challenges on the sort of the state side that we've been trying to work on to find the balance between keeping people safe and also trying to keep the economic engine moving in some way. So that's a lot of work. On the personal side, though, I'm glad. I'm very blessed. My family is healthy, so I will take that as a positive, and hopefully my kid will be getting back to school in the fall. So that would be helpful too. But thank you. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, thanks for asking. So, medical assistance for workers with disabilities has been in existence in Pennsylvania for a couple decades. But right now, we're trying to eliminate the income and asset limits so that more people with disabilities can pursue better jobs and gainful employment. Why? Were one of the initial people to sign on. Why is this bill important to you?
Look, this is the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, right? And you and I both know that there's so much to celebrate in its success, and how blessed and how better our country is because of those efforts, those advocates, those families, those individuals, those legislators who worked in a bipartisan fashion to get something meaningful done. And that's a blessing. Okay, so that's fantastic. By the same token, we also know that on the economic front, the job front, as greater educational opportunities, more inclusive opportunities along those fronts have developed, what we still haven't seen is a sizable improvement in the number of people with disabilities who are fully engaged in the workforce to the best of their abilities. That's a major problem. As far as I know, most states are still running somewhere between 65 and 75% of uninvolvement, unengagement of people with disabilities in the workforce. That is a moral failure and as well as an economic failure. So look, part of the reason, what we need to do is we need to find impediments that are blocking or are making people in some way not even feeling secure enough to be able to push the envelope in themselves forward. And this bill here is just one of those things that we need to do to help people move forward for greater independence and opportunity on their own.
Yes, could not agree more, Dan. And so why do you think that this bill that we introduced last year is maybe even more important now that we are starting the recovery from COVID-19 than maybe even beforehand?
Look, there are maybe a couple things with that. It's first, so many people like there are some people who are going to need more support, and that's how God made them. We have responsibilities as a state, as a people, to help those who are challenged to live in dignity and to enjoy life. But the vast majority of people with disabilities, that's not the description for them. What we don't need here, look, government sources or resources during this crisis are strapped. We would be better off by finding a pathway to help more people work to their fullest capacity and full-time into great competitive work environments that allow them to be successful and show what they can do, because we know that the more you give people with disabilities opportunities in the workforce, the more they excel, and the more your job, the place of employment is better for it. So I think, look, we should be finding a bipartisan support here to move a bill like this that will help remove what and sometimes is seen as a real impediment for people to take more advantage of the skills they have. And so I think now is the time, because you're looking for ways to have government resources spent here or there in a way during a crisis. Well, then remove some of these roadblocks and allow people to have a greater chance of success.
Absolutely agree. I think that this bill will allow more people to be able to pursue employment without that fear of losing the life-sustaining care that many of us rely on each day. So thank you so much, Representative Dan Miller, for joining us. And I hope that you continue to do well with your family and continue to do great work with our state. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Josie. I really appreciate your advocacy and working and talking with you anytime.